Would you like me to sort your delivery?
You are generous as you are divine, oh booty queens.
I don't give a damn what you're entitled to. So if you don't like it, you can take back your food and your castle and right off.
You should treat Pipp with more respect.
Welcome to Misty Pony Fiction, hosted by the Misty Fluttershy fan.
Meaningful Advice by Briarlight. Misty opened the door to the bright house with her hooves. She quickly sighed as she shut the door behind her. The mare patters with a wobbly step towards one of the couches and collapses on it with a thwomp. She hugs one of the pillows, nuzzling into its soft surface with her hooves wrapped around the other end. The party the town threw was very fun, but it was very, very exhausting. Misty had never been to anything like that. Well, ever. There were balloons, drinks, games, pony corn. She grinned as she remembered how much she ate, only now realizing she definitely has a bit of a tummy ache. Misty groaned and tried to calm down. Her mind was frazzled as the party itself was too much. A game here, a few fruit drinks from Sunny there, and yet another game. So many ponies wanted to talk to her or just say hi. She couldn't keep up, yet her mind was spinning the whole time. Just being around every pony was nice, but she felt so tired after talking to and being around just a few ponies. I mean, it makes sense. I've never been around more than one pony before. The others seem to be able to go on forever. Misty sighed, still seeing the multicolored lights from the town reaching the windows of the bright house. She peered down to the medallion on her neck. The gold shininess was always something ponies complimented her on, but she wasn't sure how to feel about compliments yet. Misty's lips curled a bit as she took it off and placed it on the table. She didn't really want to disappoint Opaline by not calling in, but she didn't have anything to report other than Izzy apparently being able to chug a gallon of juice without needing to take a single breath. That mare scared her a bit. Misty was glad Opaline eased off on the get that dragon plans and such, but now she was meant to be scouting out an opportune time to take the dragon rather than being on a wild goose chase like before. Opaline said something about studying the friendship ponies' schedules for the perfect time to take the dragon, which Misty was glad she didn't have to improvise like she did for the sleepover. Peering around and trying to study their schedules has kept her close to the ponies she was trying to fool, and it led her to kind of being in the bright house a lot due to Izzy really liking to hang out with her. At least she hadn't had to come up with any new last names on the spot. Bright Dawn is a nice last name, although I doubt Opaline would approve of me having something related to the ponies. At least she can't see into my mind. Hopefully. The ponies were nice, no doubt, which is something Opaline seemed to take offense to. At least in her own mind, Misty could admit that she liked them, even if at the end of the day she was trying to dupe the ponies for Opaline's goal. At least I'll get my cutie mark once Opaline's plan is completed. And from what Opaline says, maybe everything will be better then. Misty sighed, feeling kind of unsure. Misty looked around the bright house. She'd gotten used to it as a kind of second home. It was very nice of Izzy to invite her to stay over any time. She nodded a bit, realizing that all of them were nice to be around. What about them makes me feel nice around them? Let's see, Sunny is kind of like her name. Always bright and cheery. She always makes my smoothies perfectly, especially after I found my favorite flavor. Hitch is nice, but he tends to not always be at the bright house like the others, taking care of his dragon and other animals, but he's definitely one of the kinder ponies she's seen. Misty flipped her body on the couch to face upwards to the ceiling. Staring at something blank always helped her think. Zip was definitely scary at first. There was so many times I thought she saw right through me, but I suppose she is nicer now after the accusation at the salon. She definitely raises her eyebrows every time I do something weird to them, but at least she doesn't accuse me anymore. Izzy is a lot. She is certainly my opposite. I didn't know unicorns could pick up others with their hooves instead of their magic, but yet she picked me up like I was a foal. Magic. Never mind. So silly of me. I'm talking to myself like always, yet I don't have to. There's ponies outside in the town. You can just walk to them and say hi. You don't have to be alone anymore. Then why do I feel so exhausted when I'm with them? Misty mumbled to herself, tapping her horn with her hooves. Stupid horn, stupid job, stupid friends, stupid me. Her lips quivered as she lightly sobbed into the pillow. Every pony else has got it down. Why can't I? Why does just imagining talking to some pony make me feel like I have a stomachache? Why do my knees get shaky every time I'm looked at? Every pony else had their marks. Every pony else smiled and was happy to be talked to others like how a pony is supposed to. She grimaced as she bit her tongue accidentally. Owie! She yipped. Yet another stupid mistake by Misty Brightdawn. So unimportant that you didn't even have a last name before a few weeks ago. Stupid. She put her hooves to her cheek, trying to rub out the pain. At least Opaline sees something in me. No matter how mean, she is trying to make me better. Opaline saved me after all. She knows so much. At the very least I have value with her. Misty groans with a rare case of anger as she hits herself in the head with her own hoof. She nibbles on her fetlocks as she thinks some more. I guess Pipp is left. She's nice, very confident and outgoing, not an energy ball like Izzy, though, which I'm glad about. Pipp's also very pretty, which she says is her brand. I'm still not sure what that is, but she seems to take great pride in it. Also, her wings look so fluffy, like a soft blanket. Misty thought back to when the ponies showed her around town at some of the shops so they could pick out some soft stuff for Misty to sleep on in their recent sleepovers. There was this one giant fluffy blanket that was heavy and soft, like a warm hug that made sure you were always okay. Like some pony was holding you tight, like some pony truly cared for you. Sunny caught Misty nuzzling under the blanket, and after an embarrassed tirade by Misty, they agreed to keep it secret from the others. She wishes she could have that blanket, but it wasn't in the section they were shopping for, and she didn't want to beg for it. That'd only lead to them yelling at her. The unicorn sat up a bit as the bright lights of the town stopped shining on her face. She tilted her head up a bit and noticed a silhouette approaching the bright house's doors. It looked like Pipp's. Speak of the chaos, or at least I think that's how the saying goes. Pony society is so unfamiliar. Misty jumped a bit at the door opening, being caught in her own mind. Hey, Pipp, she stuttered as she sat up quickly. What are you doing back here so soon? Pipp grinned and waved a hoof as she trotted in and approached Misty. Oh, I was just looking for you, Misty. What? Me? I'm not doing anything, Misty stuttered, sitting up straight with a nervous look on her face. Not like that, silly. Pipp chuckled as she took out her phone, snapping a picture of herself with the colourful lighting bleeding in from the window behind her before tucking it behind her wing. You disappeared from the party. It's no fun without the birthday mare. Misty's heart stung a bit. She did tell them it was her birthday. Honestly, she didn't know when it actually was. But when they asked her casually about it a week ago, she couldn't stop from coming up with something dumb. What type of pony didn't know their own birthday? An alone one, apparently. She wasn't alone, right? Misty had Opaline. Opaline raised her. She saved her. She's trying to make her all she can be. Opaline can give her a cutie mark. Worth. Hello? Equestrian and Misty? You okay? Pipp waved her front hoof in front of Misty's face. Oh, yeah. I'm just tired. Being around so many ponies is so new and tiring. Misty's face contorted as she admitted that. I totally did it all the time back at Bridalwood, of course. It's just, she trailed off, not being able to come up with a good excuse. Pipp smiled with a cute smirk as Misty tapped her hooves nervously. It's fine, Misty, I get it. Let me guess. Around others it's very fun, but you feel like your energy is getting sapped from interacting with so many ponies. Even if you aren't running around, you need to be away from others to recharge, like a phone does. Misty's face went flat. Pipp can read minds? Or no, it's emotions. She has to tell Opaline. How can you do that? You're not a unicorn. Misty blurted out before putting her hooves on her snout. What? I'm not sure what you mean, Misty. You're very sweet, but you can be quite confusing at times. Like, oh my glitter. She chuckles, almost tearing up. Misty's face goes into a sad drawl as she gets berated again before realizing one of the words. Sweet? You've tasted my fur? Misty exclaims. Pipp's face goes into an unrecognizable look before she bursts out laughing. Oh, my glitter! You are the funniest. Also, if you were serious, no, I haven't tasted you, although you definitely would be sweet just like on the inside. Misty really didn't know what sweet meant when it applied to a pony, and she wasn't comfortable enough to ask. She will just assume it means good and move on. Oh, don't give me that look, Misty. It's a compliment. I just mean you're one of the nicest and cutest mares I've met here. Like, you're too adorable. Misty's cheeks flushed. She knew what those words meant. Why was Pipp saying nice things to her? Misty hasn't done anything for Pipp to earn them. Opaline warned her about ponies like this. They would say nice things to you, then ask you to do stuff for them forever. Surely Pipp wasn't. She patted her cheeks and tried to get the blush to go away. Why did her cheeks feel hot? Misty's never felt this way before. What do you want from me? She avoided eye contact as Pipp went from a chuckle mess to a bit more somber, looking confused and concerned. Nothing. I just want to know what's wrong, other than your reason for leaving the party. I got that. Have you been okay, Misty? You always are jumpy and stuff, but sometimes you look so stressed, like... Misty puts her hooves over her ears, a pained expression on her face. Pipp was taken aback. Misty had acted out before, but she always thought of it as a personality quirk, like how Izzy mentions she used to have no friends all the time, although now Pipp was sure it was something more. Oh my, I don't think glitter is the solution to this one. Pipp hops onto the couch next to her. Misty naturally tilts away, but Pipp opens her wing and puts it around Misty. Her eyes open with some light tears as she looks back. These fluffy wings. It was just like that blanket. It's okay, Misty. I'm here if you want to talk. Misty was bewildered. She leaned into the soft wing as Pipp lightly brushed her mane. By all means, Pipp should be asking stuff of her. Was what Opaline said wrong about these ponies? She didn't like to doubt Opaline, no matter how extreme she got. She was her world to Misty. But a pony being selfless? This was new. Pipp didn't gain anything from this. Her eyes teared up as she nuzzled into Pipp's soft fur. Yeah? What about? Misty asked, wiping away her tears. Well, it seems that you have a lot to talk about. And ask. You seem confused a lot. And I've got time. The party can wait for us, Misty. Misty shuffled her hooves a bit, not sure where to start or how to start. She rolled her neck, tapping her hooves as she was feeling nervous. I can explain about the energy thing I mentioned. Introversion? She smiled brightly. Misty nodded, just trying to cool down. Okay then, essentially introversion is where you get energy from being alone and stuff. Extroversion is where you get energy from being around other ponies, if that makes sense. I have the latter, and I think you have the former. Misty nibbled her fetlock again. She was different from the other ponies, of course she was. Of course I am, she mumbled accidentally before biting her lip. I mean, Misty, it's not something bad. We all have our own little ways of how we process things. Yeah, it can be a bit of a downer sometimes, but I totally understand. Zip is also a bit of an introvert as well. Not as much as you, of course, but that is okay. I'm proud of how you handled it. It must be hard for you. Misty's heart was shocked a bit at what Pipp said. Proud? But why? What did I do to make you proud? You've never asked anything of me. Pipp put her golden goof to Misty's snout. Because You always try your best no matter how much you fail or stutter. You always pick yourself up, and I'm proud because you simply exist. You're you. Does there need to be more of a reason? Misty didn't know what to say, or even how to react. Her face was a wet mess. Blush spread across her cheeks as she nuzzled Pipp's chest. Thank you, Pipp. Really, I don't know what to say, or how I can repay you. Nothing about it, Misty. I'm just glad I can help. Misty was nuzzled on Pipp as the Pegasus brushed her wings over Misty. Pipp thought hard about all she saw these past few weeks. She recognised some of the signs from times when her pipsqueaks had no one else to go to and message her for help with their trouble. Pipp also thought back to when she was in school, one of her classmates. Of course, Pipp was by no means the expert on this, so she wanted to ask carefully. Misty, if it's okay to ask, is there some pony causing you grief? Like, making you scared? Misty's relaxed nuzzling of Pipp changed in an instant as her fur went on ends and her whole body stiffened, with Misty no longer nuzzling her. No, pony. Why do you ask? Misty was anything but subtle. She eyed the medallion she left at the table, wishing she could hide it out of sight. Opaline is scary, but she is supposed to be. She says that Alicorn rulers are meant to be feared and loved. This isn't whatever Pipp is asking about, surely? Pipp's face grimaced as her eyes saddened a bit. Look, if you don't want to talk about it right now, I won't judge you. But for your sanity, I would like to talk soon. We don't have to tell the others if you don't want to. No talking about it, please. Misty avoided eye contact as she edged away. Pipp sighs, bringing her wing around Misty to pull her closer, putting her hooves around her in a hug. A hug Misty had no idea why contact like this felt so good or always made her cry. Misty melted into it, starting to tear up as she hugged back tightly. Misty, I just want you to know that you're an amazing mare and all of us enjoy having you around. You are much, much stronger than you know. This overwhelmed Misty's heart. These words, they meant so much. They weren't two-faced. They were genuine from some pony who didn't gain anything from saying it. Misty sobbed with a mix of happy and pained tears. We can stay here for the night if you need, Misty. I can text the others. Misty nodded. Their hug loosened as she lay down on Pipp's lap. Pipp pulled out her phone to text a group chat that she was with Misty in the Bright House and to continue without them. She sent the message, then placed her phone on the table next to Misty's medallion. Pipp gave a small, genuine smile as she started to lightly groom Misty's mane as the unicorn relaxed on Pipp's lap. Both the day and the talk must have exhausted Misty as she was already half asleep on her. Oh, Glitter! She was so cute! If Misty was up to it, maybe she could ask her if she wanted to be her cute picture partner. There were only so many ponies one glitterific pony like herself could do. Mixing it up would be nice, especially since it might help Misty be more confident. Sunny and Hitch are too busy being pillars of the community. I've been trying to ask Zip for literally her whole life, so she is an obvious no. Izzy is darling, but she can't sit still or pose for the life of her. Pipp chuckled as she felt a warm feeling in her chest as she looked down at Misty's cute, sleepy face. She was starting to snore lightly as her body was sprawled around Pipp, her hooves in particular snuggling up to the Pegasus's wings. Of course, it would be up to her. I hope that I can be some pony she trusts soon enough. Good night, Misty. You are so much braver than you could ever know. And with that, Pipp brushed Misty's freckled cheek softly as she grabbed Misty's pillow with her uncurled wing, pulling it close as she laid against it. The two ponies cuddled softly in each other's presence as they drifted to a warm, peaceful sleep. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider joining my Patreon, patreon.com/TMFF, to get early access to audiobooks and to be able to request I do a reading of what you want, provided the author approves. Thank you to artlist.io for providing the massive music and sound effect library that I have to work with. And most of all, thank you to the bronies who write the amazing stories that inspire me to make these. Fluttershy and Izzy are best ponies. I now have a Discord server where you can join in and chat with other fanfiction fans. If you enjoy what I do, you can donate to me on Ko-Fi, links in the description.